When he get back before we filmed with the cookies.
All right, let's do this.
Good morning.
Good morning. Ta-da! Welcome to the Sun Dragon Sideshow.
The most dangerous show of the week, the VSC edition, and
Almost
I did that.
say, Dear Becky and Lizzie.
Almost.
It's Wednesday, so this is the VSC edition, and we're gonna talk about Wizard. So I'm wearing my Reluctant Homeschooler made with Wizard, and Liz said I'm gonna wear it for 2 minutes, so now I'm gonna have to prove her wrong by wearing it for like 3. Because you know it's hot out. There's AC in here though.
Yes, but
I didn't think I'd make her laugh that much. You can't actually see it above your wall, but this is so Wizard. Okay, we've been advertising all these cottons and everything, but I just discovered that there are new colors of Wizard, which makes me super excited. So we now have them in stock. So we're gonna have Wizard be 15% off for the next week until next Wednesday when we film again. You have to use the code product of the week. And I'm going to do my best. It's probably not going to happen until after my lesson to take photos of the new colors and get them all up in the online shop. And so this video will not be out until I do all that. But what I like about Wizard, so Liz is going to read stats on it. It is not a cotton. It is a chunky chainette merino, which we'll talk about a little more in a second when I let Liz do her job. But it's I'm trying not to steal your job.
Hold on. Before we continue, did we say our names?
No.
We did say our names. Oh, we did not.
No, I'm just realizing that. I'm Rebecca. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm the owner. Big surprise, right? I'm the owner of Sun Dragon Art and Fiber. And really nice after crazy storms last night, but probably going to rain again today, Brevard, North Carolina.
I'm Liz. I'm the minion there.
Woke up at 1 o'clock in the morning to crazy lightning and thunder shaking the house and rain and all kinds of nastiness. And
so we're going to both be slap happy today, but for completely different reasons. I didn't fall asleep till later than I wanted to last night.
So she slept through the storm.
So I slept through the storms. But Rebecca and Bernie both woke up in the middle of the night. And this morning they were both like, did you hear them? And I'm like, nope. So there's,
But so Wizard, the cool thing about Wizard is each colorway has lovely, like crazy fun colors. There's a color scheme to it, but the colors never repeat in the same order. So it's pretty awesome. And there are other reasons it's awesome too. But that's with Liz reading stats. But I wanted to show you the Reluctant Homeschooler, and I'll stand up again when we talk about the Jasper colorway. But all these cool colors, but they don't repeat in the same order. So you get the same crazy colors.
Because here's the same red as up here, but they're not anywhere close to where it.
Yeah. What happens before and after that crazy red is different.
Yeah. So
the sleeves don't match, but they're still really cool. And this is one of the. They've done a few more colors that have maybe a similar color palette, but and yeah, I shout out to Jenna. I think this is more of a salmony color than an orange.
Yeah.
But anyway,
it's all variants of reds.
Yes.
From
in
almost a black red to
there's a purpley red.
Yeah.
There's a light pinky mauvey red, but then there's more corally reds.
Yeah.
And then there's burgundies and stuff. Yeah. Read the stats, Liz.
Read the stats.
My mouth is full.
Bernie brought cookies today.
That's called breakfast in our world. Okay.
So, Berroco Wizard. It is 85% superwash merino and 15% nylon. It is 262 yards per 100 grams.
But it's still chunky.
Machine wash separately, cold water on delicate cycle, lay flat to dry.
If you machine wash this, I would put it in a garment bag first because it will catch on things and pill and stuff. But
the fuzz of life, not pill.
The fuzz of life. The fuzz of it's it will show wear. But it's still lovely.
They are recommending a US 10 to a 10.5 or a 6 to a 6.5 millimeter knitting needles. And for crochet, they're recommending a K hook or a 6.5 millimeter hook. They're considering it a number 5 bulky. It doesn't look like it.
No, because it's a chainette. And that's the beautiful thing about chainettes. I think we've talked about this in the show before, is when you pull on it, because it's a chainette, when you pull on it, it will look really a lot thinner than it is, but they want you to knit it on a bigger needle and let it fluff and trap air in there so you can have the warmth without the weight of what a twist would look like.
Like the Ushio, which is not on sale, that I did my super bulky Papillon out of, is a chainette, and it's got like 114 yards for being a super bulky, where everything else around it is like 60. Mm-hmm. So most chainettes will have... scrub that. This is what happens when I talk and chew at the same time. Most chunky yarns will have 140 yards on it for 100 grams, like weight-wise for like wool, right? Or 135. And this is twice that. 260 plus. Like I knit this on a size 11 needle. I knit this on bigger than recommended. And it's lovely. Yeah. And it's not like if I try, I can see through it, but that doesn't mean it's not warm. Like, it still looks nice. It doesn't have the super chunky look of if I had done this pattern with an honest-to-goodness twist wool, plied, all that kind of stuff. What needle did you do your acorn-colored sweater?
I don't remember.
Oh, was it like a 10
It's like a 10 or 10 and a half. Yeah, which is the acorn sweater that she's talking about is one I did in La Pampa, which is a multiple-ply twist yarn.
And just look at, like, you guys can't see it, but I can see. Just looking at that sweater up there that's out of the La Pampa, which is a chunky, tight twist, and the sweater Rebecca's wearing. The sweater Rebecca's wearing looks so much more light, like drapey. The drape is gorgeous. The fabric looks lighter weight.
I'm still nice and warm in this. Yeah. Like, I'm not sweating and about to take it off, but because we have AC going in here. But it is comfy and cozy. Yeah. And I will be honest, there are little pulls here and there are little, like, fuzz of life here and there. But overall, I'm still very, very happy with this. So, there's 5 new colors, I believe, in the palette that we brought in. And so there's 13 colors now. We had brought in all the colors when it was new last year. So now there's 13 colors, which I think is pretty awesome.
I didn't do the price.
We haven't talked about colors yet, so
it's okay.
Let's mention the price.
We are retailing it for $27 a ball.
Mm-hmm. But this week it's 15% off.
And just so everybody knows, you made your sweater out of what, 4 balls?
And I had some left over. Not a lot, and it's nice and long and has pockets.
Yeah, it's longer than your crocheted sweater you're wearing now, so it's good length.
Someone was leaving a message, but they didn't leave a message, so haha.
Good length, and I want to say Carol made a sweater, like a pullover sweater, out of 4, and had enough for a cowl.
It's really cool. Yeah. And it's really fun. And skein to skein, you might go, for some of these, you'll go, that's not the same color, right? But it is.
So I pulled 2 of every color that we have. That's why there's a huge wall here. It's not going to show you the complete range because, like, all 10 of them could be
But trust us.
Like, different.
If you order it and it doesn't look like what we held up, check the color number. You know, and when you're ordering, use the drop-down menu.
Yes.
Because if you click on photos, which at this point with 13 colors, we're going to have to re-photograph things to have multiple balls in one photo for a lot of these. So clicking on the photo hopefully will register that it's not picking a color because there's 2 in each photo. Use the drop-down menu to pick what color you want to get. It should pull up the photo, if I've done it correctly, that has that as one of the colors in it. But clicking on photos on our online website, I just have to say this over and over and over again, doesn't change what ends up in your cart. The drop-down menu does. Yeah. So it's the way our online shop functions, and we have to use that because it's linked into the shop inventory, and without that, it would be more of a nightmare than it is. So, where do you want to start?
I don't know. I've got this color.
we could totally start with the new colors and then review some of the older colors, which are all lovely. I love the new colors because we have, whereas we had some teals and blues in the originals, this one really focuses on them. And then we have one neutral, which is, all of it's fun. All of it's fun. Okay, so you have one in your hand.
I have one in my hand.
We're gonna disassemble this wall.
This is Sapphire, color 2969. It's all blues, like Rebecca's sweater is all reds.
Yeah, they added a few more that did what Jasper did, because I feel like Jasper was one of the few, other than, this is Jasper, by the way, that I'm wearing, other than the barrel kind of did that with some neutral, but there was more variety in the barrel of earth tone range. Yeah. So they've done at least a couple that are more just tonals of basically one color. So lots and lots of blues from like a deep classic denim blue to kind of a tealy blue, but not like teal.
It
like
looks
it's
like the deep aqua in Fiber Spades.
Oh, I was gonna say the coastal whatever, not the aqua one, but the
yeah,
lagoon, the blue lagoon. Anyway, it's very blue heavy. Like, take a look at that. And
kind of trying
and some of it's got a richer tone to it, and some of it's got a more washed out tone to it, and it's just really pretty.
Yeah.
So,
love it.
And what's interesting is another shout out to Jenna. She was looking at, like, there are swatches on Berroco's site of how they knit up, and some of them were showing more grays and things in it. And this might have some light, like sky blue. It's not quite sky blue, but it's I don't know. It's just so hard to describe. It's kind of got some steel blue in it, maybe, right? But none of it's striking me as being gray. And even the teal one, like from what I can see, I'm not seeing grays in it. Like maybe when I think it's so hard to photograph things to represent true color.
And photographing certain colors is very difficult to get all, especially when there's a wide range of colors.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to try to rebuild the wall up front. We'll see. So let's stick with the ones that are kind of like tonal within one range-ish, because this one is turquoise. So sapphire, think blues. Turquoise, like it said, think turquoises and teals. This is 2968 turquoise. And this has the aquas and the turquoises and the teals and all that kind of stuff. I'm dismissing a phone call. So,
from very pale to very vibrant.
This one is like, I feel like this is a lot darker than the sapphire is much darker than the turquoise. But the turquoise, like, I'm just seeing all aquas and turquoises and teals and gorgeousness in this. I really think it's amazing. It's a very Amy D color.
Yes.
That one we haven't talked about yet. This is what caught my attention, to know that there were new colors when I saw Berroco post, because one of the yarns in the picture, I'm like, that's Wizard. And I don't know which color, but I recognize it. And then I saw this one and went, is that Wizard? I haven't seen that color before. So what's the color?
It is 2985 Onyx.
It's all blacks and grays.
With a little bit of taupes.
Yeah, it's like there's warm tones to these blacks and grays and stuff. Like, but that is as neutral as this is going to get. If you have not tried Wizard because you're like, it's too bright for me, this could be your lovely spot. This could be really fun to try. So I don't even know what of these new colors I want to try. This is another new one. So yes. Maybe there's only 4?
Nope,
no, that one too.
Two.
Okay. I was like, I know there's 5. I'm so, like, what? Anyway, you're not going to be able to see all the colors anymore, because when we pile it, it's just going to become a hot mess. Okay, so now we have ones that, instead of being, like, just tones of one color, they're mixing it up a little bit, but it's in a way that we haven't seen yet. And that it's, like, it's, like, all greens and blues, but different kinds of greens and blues. This might be one of the ones that Jenna was seeing had grays in it. Because it does. What color is this?
2980 Malachite.
Yeah, and all of these are like gemstones and things. All the names, right? So Malachite, they're just also gorgeous. I don't even know which one. Like, I'd love to make a small, like, cowl or hat, because I've done the big thing, right? as a sample of one of the new colors. And
you
this
could probably
one,
do both out of one skein.
I know. It's just, oh, I love it. Okay. It's so exciting. But this one has blues and greens and grays and taupes, right? And you've got browns in yours.
Yeah.
See, that's, okay, here's an example. Like, this is the same color. But this one has that light blue, that super light blue going on in it, and that has the browns. I don't see any browns in here, but I bet it's in the middle somewhere. Yeah. So skein to skein, these will look, you say those aren't the same color, and we'll say, we assure you they are. It's just these colors don't repeat in the same order.
There's close to yours.
Yeah, okay. Well, hold it up so that we have a wall. You have to go over the wall. But, I mean, what this is missing from the original color palette that had a lot, like the warm, hot tones are not in this. So we don't have oranges, we don't have reds, we don't have fuchsias in the malachite.
The closest you get to a warm would be the browns.
But not warm like hot color. It's warm, cool color. Like, that's an oxymoron. It's got both. But it's a warm earth tone rather than a warm like fire color in the malachite. So, all right, so I'm going to put that over here. The last of the new colors. We're just going to toss. We should really just start tossing stuff. Yeah. This is lapis, as in lapis lazuli.
$29.84.
And lapis, when I think about it from my Egyptian studies when I taught 3rd grade, that's that really bright blue. And that's one of the tones in this. Like, again, see the difference. Like, there's some purple in that's not totally visible in this one. I've got deeper purples than she has. She's got some bright amethysty type purples.
And there's some grello greens.
And there's some there's some darker blues in this, but this is the same colorway. So this is like, this one's got lighter tones, earth tones in it, and this one has more rich jewel tones in it. I mean, it's not like this doesn't have jewel tones. Yeah. It's so hard to describe. But this one, as far as I can tell, doesn't have the brown. Like, it's got some muddy where things like
a greeny brown. But not
brown. But it's really greens and blues and purples and jewel tone types of that. Whereas this one's got the taupies and the grays and the stuff like that. So lapis is really lush, I feel like. So those are the new colors in the palette. Let's quickly review the old colors. Yeah. And this was the closest we got to earth tones in the palette when I say old, it's last year. Like, it's still a relatively new yarn. This is Beryl, Beryl. It's $29.60. And this has all the taupes and the creams, and it's got more olivey greens and stuff in it.
There are some darker browns and some yellowy browns.
But this was the closest we had to like a neutral, but it was a very warm neutral before the onyx came into play, which has some warm cool to it.
Yeah.
You know, if that makes sense. So I'm going to start tossing stuff up here just so we know that we've talked about it. The jasper, let's get the jasper out of the way because it's what I'm wearing. And it's also one of those lots of tones of relatively the same. Jasper is $29.51. And again, it's got reds and pinks from pinky reds and mauvey things to like purpley reds, and almost everything in between.
And that black red.
That black red and some coral. Like the warmest it gets is like a coral kind of peachy color. But that is again what I'm wearing. So now we have so many different ones that have that tonal, which is really fun. And then we have the wildly variegated. So this is one of my favorites that's different. Like all the others have a lot of overlap. And I would say most colors have, like there's some tones in this that are probably overlaps with the new colors. This one, which is this one, Liz? Ametrine.
It's $29.27.
This one is the closest we have to thistly colors, I like to say. And it is. Purples and greens, but then also blues and some light
silvers,
like silvers that have tones of those purples and greens, and it's so pretty. They're all so pretty. I can't tell you which one's my favorite. I'm like, this is my second. This is maybe my third or my second. I don't even know. What's this one?
Labradorite.
Labradorite has been one of our most popular colorways.
$29.48.
And here's the thing, like these are the same colorway. This is like the closest I would say it's the closest to rainbow, but we have so many in the original palette are kind of rainbow adjacent in one way or another. And this one is one of the ones, like, if you look in here, we've got some pale rainbow in here colors. We have some dark and broody in here, too. We have some vibrant. Like, this has, like, everything in it.
It's
and
the
I can't
one
even... Go ahead.
Carol did her sweater in. And the whole
And
time, she was like, ooh, I have to keep going to find out what color's next. Ooh, there it is. But it's not in the same order. But what? Oh, wow. This, now, that. And, you know.
She's the one who unlocked it for us. Like, that happened. So again, this looks pale and dark and broody, but then there's bright colors in it. And it's very unpredictable, but it's like, it's got
and it has all the colors.
And it's got the dark and the light and the everything in the labradorite. But then we have, like, let's just do this one over here. So this one, we've got Appetite,
which is $29.33.
And this has some more pastel colors, but also, like, the teal that's in this.
Yellows, teals, peaches.
But the peaches
teal,
you won't find in the new color. The new colors are all sticking to the greens and the blues and everything. Yeah. So we've got yellow to almost a grello. We have both lights and jewel tones in this, but it's really different than the labradorite. Yeah. So it's just, they're almost so hard to explain. And then this color right there is like the color in the jasper. Yeah. So again, they all have overlap of some kind. I think we did that one.
We did.
Yeah. And then we've got like 3 more. So this is Real Gar.
$29.36.
And this is like mostly all the deep jewel tones, but it's got the reds and the blue. Like we've got some of the teal and some of the blue from the new colors, but we also have like reds and fuchsias and some corals.
Purples.
Like, this one is more like, I think of regal when I think of this. I think of like deeper jewel tones, but there's still some light colors in this. Like, look at this rainbow part right here on Liz's. Like, that's just gorgeous. But again, these are the same colorway. I can see some of that gorgeousness right in here, but they're not going to go in the same order. So
which is nice when you're doing a sweater and you run out of yarn. You know that there isn't a repeat that you have to replicate.
You just keep going with it. Like, things won't match, and that's okay. But overall, it will look amazing. This next one is like a softer version of the Real Gar in a way. Like, but there's also some yellows in this one. This is Moonstone, $29.22. Sorry, I'm stealing all the.
It's like, almost like a sherbet or a sorbet.
Yeah, it's like
version of
there's some of the lighter colors in this are definitely in this, but again, this has some golden yellow in it that you won't find. The Real Gar doesn't have much beyond the coral in terms of like hot colors. It's got the fuchsia and everything, but the Moonstone has actual yellows in it. Like, if you're questioning, if you're like, I want to buy one of these, but I don't want yellow, reach out to us. And we can tell you the ones that don't really have a yellow in them or don't have a blue in them or something like that. If you want to avoid one color, but sometimes it can be fun to just have those little bits of color in there. Even if you didn't want them in there, they can make a garment really fun, or a shawl, or a hat, or a scarf, or a blanket. I don't know. The last one, this is actually one of our really popular ones.
It's Unikite, color $29.54.
I've heard Unikite, whatever you want to call it. Unakite. This one, it's got some of the hot tones. You've got, look at that, like tealy blue in there. Like
there's
deep
steel
tealy.
Blue, there's browns, there's
a lavender in here.
Yeah.
Shout out to Anne. She knit with this, and like I didn't recognize it when she did her own version of like the hipster but a cowl. She took a shawl pattern and made a cowl with it, and like it's got some earth tones in it. It's got some rainbow in it. Like, look at that soft rainbow in there, but also some fiery oranges. Like, it's just, and then those tealies, and it's just, it's got some of the beryl, I feel like, mixed with some of the moonstone, it's like, it's such a mishmash in a glorious way. So, Wizard, like, I took a chance on it because it looked fun, and I have not been disappointed. And, you know, sometimes it's just a fun, like, little thing someone picks up from the shop when they're looking for something different. And that chainette really makes for warm and cozy without being heavy. So we need to go start getting ready because I have a lesson coming, and it's hit or miss if the rain is going to interrupt that. So we need to set up inside, all this kind of stuff. But as soon as I am able, we're going to leave this pile here so I can start figuring out how I'm going to take pictures of this. Because I think the listing online right now probably has 2 balls of one color in one photo, because that is the best way to show you that the skeins are so different from each other. And now I might have to put 4 balls in a photo, 2 of each color, like, again, to try to keep that. I got to figure that out. So this video may not go up till much later today, depending on how busy we are. Yesterday was a little slower, you know. Somehow I think I was still recovering from our virtual sit and stitch, though I was beat. So we'll see what happens.
And it's going to be a rainy day, and we have lots of plans for what we want to do in the shop
on a rainy day.
So,
and sometimes rainy day means nobody comes in, and sometimes it means everybody comes in. Yeah. So, but right now the sun is out. It's so weird when that happens. When it's it looks like it's going to be a nice day, but we know better. Anyway, we hope you all have a wonderful day. I want to say 7 days from today is going to be when this sale runs out is going to be the 25th, 26th. Like the 25th might be the last day it works, and then the 26th is when we change stuff over. So, just July, in case you're watching this at a different time. This is not a perpetual sale. It's only for the week. But it's fun if you're wondering what Wizard is like. Even if it's not on sale, you can see the colors. Come back and view this again. So flag it if you need to.
Keep in mind, tomorrow we are not filming, but we will film on Friday for Dear Becky and Lizzie. So for those of you who have sent questions, we're getting to them on Friday.
We have a lot of questions. So we'll get to what we can Friday morning.
Yes.
And I'll post as soon as I can on Friday. But this video should go out later on Wednesday. And you have a whole week to take advantage of it. And yeah, I think that's all I got. So we will see you on Friday.
Like, subscribe, ring the bell, all the fun stuff.
Yes, all that good stuff. So, bye yarn. Woohoo.
Bye.
We'll see you later. Bye-bye.